Hi, I'm Susan Chandler, and this is my persuasive speech. Whose responsibility is it to teach children? Is it the school's responsibility? Is it the parents' responsibility? Is it teachers, the state, the government? As parents and future parents, we have a responsibility to help the next generation succeed and to do well. As a mother of 6 children, we've done lots of those kind of things and learning in our home. And 4 of our children have graduated from college. A couple have gotten advanced degrees. One's graduating this spring and will be going on to a college after his mission. And they have all been able to finance their education through their academic excellence and scholarships. So we've spent lots of time and energy raising children. I'm going to talk about 3 areas that I think affect greatly your child's love of learning and their success in their learning. The first is about attitude, the next is about the home environment, and the next is our admonition in the scriptures and from living prophets about our responsibility as parents and teachers. First, the attitude really is amazingly malleable. In fact, Arthur Cook, in Speaking with a Purpose, said, attitudes are learned. We form them from our education and experience and from our interaction with others. During the first 5 years of a child's life, they are spending a lot of time under the influence of their parents. And this is a very crucial time when you can teach attitudes of learning and foster that great love of learning. In response to a question posed to educators about readiness for school, educators with 25 to 30 years personal experience teaching said, raising an eager learner was the goal. So being an eager learner was crucial to their success in their schooling, probably as well as in their life. So how do we cultivate that? How do we teach it, and who teaches it? The ones that are around are the ones that are teaching it most. And we have been taught for years and admonished for many years about how many hours of TV our children watch or how many hours they play now with gaming devices or on the computer, with mobile devices now, and how that affects their learning. And if they think that they're supposed to be entertained, it's very difficult for them when they go to school to have to sit and work. It's not fun. They haven't grasped an attitude of learning, but of being entertained, and how they want to just be entertained and sit there and not do anything. In a recent study about breastfed babies, the Journal of Pediatrics reported, and on this they indicated, quote, it wasn't the breastfeeding that was so beneficial for cognitive development as it was the attitude of the mother towards learning. Breastfeeding mothers were more likely to read to their children at a young age and in a more interactive manner. This link is the result of cognitive supportive parenting behavior. So attitude is important. Along with attitude is the home environment. Anita Gurian, a psychiatrist, said, research also shows that a home environment that encourages learning is even more important than a parent's education, income, or cultural background. By actively participating in their child's education at home and in school, parents are sending a critical message to their child. They are demonstrating their interest in his or her activities and reinforcing the idea that school is important. There are many ways that we can encourage learning and provide an atmosphere and environment in the home of learning. We can stimulate their curiosity. They're already pretty curious, so we just want to encourage what's just naturally there. They start asking, why this? Why mom? Why does this do this? And encourage that. I know that gets really tiresome. I've done it for 6 kids, I know. But encourage that, and even ask why back. Why do you think that happens? And when you see things in nature, point that out to your child and say, why does this happen? Did you see that? Wow, what are they doing? Help them associate and question their environment around them, and help them to solve the problems. Show them where to find the answers. When they're really little, they might not be able to find the answers by themselves. You might have to show them, but help them find answers and learn to solve problems by themselves. When my granddaughter was home for Christmas, she wanted to know where milk was. We got milk because hers was just at the grocery store. She'd never seen it, and I says, "Oh, Lily, let's go in and find out where you get milk." And we had such a great resource. We just looked it up on YouTube, milking, and we had one that said the mechanical method and one that did the hand crank method. It was a fun way to learn, and she thought she learned a lot, but it was fun. It was a neat way to use all those devices to increase learning in home. Carolyn Danielson said, foster student learning by reading to them, helping them with homework, talking about college, and taking them to the library and some cultural events. We did a lot of library, and we still do a lot of library. We still take a lot to the library and read. And at that point in time when we had 6, we took a laundry basket because it was really sturdy. We got a really good one, and a child on either side, and we filled it with books. And we had all kinds of books, picture books and novels. We had cartoons, whatever they wanted to read and look at. And I also got some for me. That's a good example to show that you're still learning and that it's still exciting to learn. This is still talking about attitude and modeling. And they weren't novels because I didn't have time to read, but they were things I could browse, recipe books, sometimes books on questions I had about things to do around the house, whether it was decorating or organization or yard work or gardening or costuming. I brought books home from the library. We also gave our children gifts that encouraged learning. They developed skills with talents and abilities, art supplies and woodworking and mechanical tools. All the things that they had to build something, they had to make something to enjoy this. The scriptures admonish us to learn. In fact, Lehi was awfully good example of parents teaching learning to their children, because Nephi said he was taught somewhat in all the learning of his father. Also, the scriptures tell us what to teach our children. Pretty much everything is said. So everything that's on the earth and in the earth and under the earth, and things that are and things that were and things that are going to be. President Hinckley was a great proponent of education. He said at a U.S. Conference of Mayors, to you men and women of great influence, you who preside in the cities of the nation, to you I say that it will cost far less to reform our schools to teach the virtue of good citizenship than it will to go on building and maintaining costly jails and prisons. But there is another institute of even greater importance than the school. It is the home. I believe that no nation can rise higher than the strength of its families. I've shared just a few ideas of ways we can increase a love and foster a love of learning, the attitude that we have about learning, the atmosphere in our home that encourages learning and not just entertainment, and the scriptures that admonish us to teach our children. Teaching children to love learning is essential if they are going to be successful and overcome the challenges that they have in life. Seeking learning and knowledge will help them to face those challenges. So as parents, let us instill within our children a love of learning. It's our responsibility and our great joy. Elder David A. Bednar said, as we press forward in life, spiritually, interpersonally, and professionally, no book or of answers is readily available with guidelines and solutions to the great challenges of life. All we have is our capacity to learn and our love of and for learning.